Good morning children, how are you all? I hope you all are fine and safe at your places. So, as you all know, we have already done with our term 1. Now, today we are going to start with term 2. So, today we are firstly taking history chapter 4, that is the Mughal Empire. Okay. Now, you all must be wondering, we have read about Delhi Sultans, then now Mughal Empire, Palas, Cholas, Rashtrakutas, so many dynasties and so many people came and ruled over India. Okay. But let me tell you, Mughals were the one who ruled over India for the longest duration, and they were the first one who ruled over whole region of India. Okay. Like for example, the Palas came, Rashtrakutas came. Okay, they all ruled like for over like some particular region. Okay, they never ruled over the whole region of India, but Mughals were the first one. So let me give you a small introduction about this chapter. So when we talk about Mughal Empire, okay, Mughal Empire, firstly who established Mughal Empire? The first one to start Mughal Empire was Babur, okay, and he ruled from about 1526 to 1530, okay, like for about 4 years he ruled over India, okay. Now after Babur was many other rulers were there, but Aurangzeb, the last one, Aurangzeb, and he ruled from about 1658 to 1707. Okay. So basically we are going to cover the from 1526 to 1707. Okay. This time period we are going to cover. So just you have to keep one thing in mind, that totally if we see, we are going to cover from 1526 to 1707, and from 1526 to 1707 many rulers came, okay, and they belong to the Mughal Empire only, okay, many rulers came. But after Aurangzeb, okay, after Aurangzeb there was other rulers, okay, but they were not that much powerful and they were not that much strong to hold up their empire like till Aurangzeb rulers did, okay. So I am telling you till Aurangzeb we are going to read, but that does not mean that till Aurangzeb Mughal Empire was there and after Aurangzeb it got ended. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं था. Even after Aurangzeb, like even after 1707, for about 150 years, okay, 1707 के बाद भी 150 years तक Mughal Empire existed, okay. But after 150 years, like in 1857, East India Company, that is Britishers, yes, East India Company, they captured over the Mughal Empire, the area which was being covered by the Mughal Empire. So East India Company got captured over the area which was covered by Mughal Empire. So this is where Mughal Empire got ended, okay. Now I hope this is very clear, and all the chapter is just about these time periods from 1526 to 1707. Okay. Now let us start with the next topic, that is who were the Mughals. Now coming towards the topics, please open up your books and keep pencils in your hand. Okay. Open up your books and keep pencils in your hand. Okay. Like if you find something important, or if I will make you mark it carefully. Yes. Now first we are going to cover who were the Mughals, from where did Mughals came. I have told you that Mughal Empire started from Babur, like Babur was the first one to start Mughal Empire. But the question arises, who was Babur? So he was a Mughal emperor. Now from where did Mughal emperors come? Okay. Let me tell you. See, Mughals. Now Mughals were one side from their mothers and second was from their father's side, okay. From their mother they were descendants of Genghis Khan. Okay, they were descendants of Genghis Khan. Okay, and the memory of Genghis Khan was associated with great massacre of innumerable people. Okay, and from where did Mughals came? Mughals came from the word Mongols. Okay, and Mongols belong to Genghis Khan. Okay, so Mughals, this word came from Mongols and Mongols belong to Genghis Khan. But Mughals never liked to be called from their mother's side. Okay, they never felt proud to be called from their mother's side. Okay, and from their father's side they were the successors of Timur. Okay, Timur, who was from who was ruling over Iran, Iraq, and modern day Turkey. Okay, so he was ruling over these areas and he captured Delhi. He captured Delhi in 1398. Okay, and he captured Delhi in 1398, but he never killed and he never was being associated with such kind of massacre to which Genghis Khan was associated. Okay, so that's why जो Mughals थे ना, they never like to be called from their mother side, but they like to be called from their father's side. Okay, so is it very clear? From their mother's side they were the descendants of Genghis Khan, and from their father's side they were the successors of Timur, who was ruling over Iran, Iraq and modern day Turkey. Is it very clear from where did Mughals came? Okay, now open up your book everyone. Mark one thing and that will be very important for you to keep all these things in mind. Okay, see, one topic has been given to you, who were the Mughals. आपको ये टॉपिक दे रखा है ना Mughals, ठीक है, उसमें सिर्फ आप एक लाइन मार्क करो, the Mughals were descendants of two great lineages. Now mark from their mother's side. Second line में है ना, from their mother's side, mark it from there. From their mother's side they were descendants of Genghis Khan. Okay, सिर्फ Genghis Khan तक मार्क करो. Okay, then again next line में from their father's side आपको दिख जाएगा. सेकेंड लाइन में देखो from their mother's side and उसके बाद in this line from their father's side. Is it clear? ठीक है, यहाँ से मार्क करो. From their father's side they were successors of Timur, the ruler of Iran, Iraq and modern day Turkey. Underline these two things, so that will be very clear to you that from their mother's side they were descendants of Genghis Khan and from their father's side they were successors of Timur. Okay, now again pay attention towards the board. I hope this is very clear. Okay, now we are moving towards Mughals military campaigns. Okay, Mughals military campaigns. Now see, I have told you in the starting only that Babur established Mughal empire. Like Babur was the first one to establish Mughal empire. Okay, but not only Babur, even after Babur so many rulers came and they established their own military campaigns to expand their empire. They all just want to show that they are more powerful than the previous rulers or the upcoming rulers. So they all did something very unique in their empire to expand it and to make it more famous. Now our next is Mughal military campaigns. Mughals military campaigns. Okay, now we are covering second topic. So it started from where? Yes, if I am talking about Mughals military campaigns, it will start from where? Tell me. It will start from Babur. I have told you in the starting only, it will start from Babur. ओके, नाउ मैंने आपको ये भी बताया दैट बाबर रूल्ड फॉर about 4 years, that is from 1526 to 1530. Okay, that is 4 years. Okay, and he ruled over Delhi. Okay, the areas nearby Delhi and Delhi. क्यों? क्योंकि in the earlier time it was not clear that that part is being divided into different states. That जैसा अभी डिवाइडेड है ना, पाकिस्तान अलग कंट्री, इंडिया अलग कंट्री, इन दी अर्लियर टाइम इट वाज नथिंग लाइक दैट. ठीक है, हरियाणा इज डिफरेंट, दिल्ली इज डिफरेंट एंड पानीपत इज डिफरेंट. ठीक है, पहले ज़माने में ऐसा जो अर्लियर टाइम के मैप्स है उसमें ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. एंड नीदर दी पीपल हैव डिवाइडेड इंडिया इन सच स्टेट्स. ओके, सो ही रूल्ड ओवर Delhi, the areas nearby Delhi for from 1526 to 1530. Now from where did Babur came? ऐसा तो होगा नहीं that Babur came, he found the empty place that no one is there and he established his empire. ऐसा हो सकता है? No. Okay. So from where did Babur came? कहाँ से आया? कहीं से तो आया होगा. That somewhere he might got defeated and that's why he travelled to this areas. Okay. From where? Now let me tell you from where he came. Yes, so I was telling you about Babur. From where did he came? He came from here, this area. Okay, this area. Okay, as you can see in the map, this whole region, okay, this whole region was captured by Mughals. Okay, you can see the largest part was being covered by the Mughals at the end. Okay, like till Aurangzeb it reached its height, it reached its at its peak, and all these regions was being covered by the Mughals. Now we were talking about from where did Babur came. Babur came from here. Like see, Babur he was there to the throne of Fergana. Okay, Fergana. He succeeded to the throne of Fergana in 1494. In which year? In 1494. Okay, he succeeded to the throne of Fergana in 1494 when he was just 12 years old. Okay, when he was just 12 years old. Okay, but what happened? The Uzbeks defeated and forced him to flee to some other area. Okay, so from Fergana when he was being defeated and he was forced to remove from his throne, leave his throne. So Babur from Fergana he reached Kabul. Okay, he reached Kabul and he seized Kabul in 1504. Okay, so Babur seized Kabul in 1504. Okay, he seized Kabul in 1504. Now after Kabul also he got defeated. Okay, so after Kabul he reached to these areas. Okay, from Kabul he reached to this area. Okay, and here as you all know we are talking about Delhi. हमने last chapter में पढ़ा था about Delhi Sultans. Delhi Sultans में the last dynasty was, do you remember? The last dynasty was Lodi dynasty, and in Lodi dynasty first was the Mahlul Lodi and second one was the Ibrahim Lodi. Okay, and Delhi Sultans, so they were ruling over the area of Delhi. So when Babur came, okay, he defeated Ibrahim Lodi as the Delhi Sultans. Lodi dynasty was there in existence and Ibrahim Lodi was ruling at that time. So Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi. Okay, there was a war between at Delhi between Babur and Ibrahim Lodi. Okay, and the war between them came to be known as Battle of Panipat. Okay, Battle of Panipat. And finally in 1526, okay, in 1526, Babur captured over Delhi. So this is how Babur came from Kabul to Delhi. Okay, he was from Fergana. He succeeded to the throne of Fergana okay, Fergana in 1494, and in 1494 he was forced by Uzbeks to flee to some other place. Then he moved to Kabul. He seized Kabul in 1504, and then from Kabul again he moved to Delhi, defeated Ibrahim Lodi, and that battle came to be known as Battle of Panipat. Okay, Battle of Panipat. Okay. So I hope now it is very clear to you from where did Babur came. Okay. Now after Babur, who came? Humayun was there. Okay. After Babur, Humayun was there, and he ruled from about 1530 to 1540, and then from 1555 to 1556. Now you all might be wondering, in these years, between these years, where did Humayun went? Okay. So what happened? Humayun was defeated twice. Humayun was defeated twice by Sher Shah Suri. Okay. Humayun was defeated twice by Sher Shah Suri. Okay. First time, that is in Kannauj, and the other was in Chausa. Okay. So he was defeated twice by twice in Kannauj and Chausa. So after 1540, when he was being defeated twice, he went to Safavid Shah to seek help. Okay. Safavid Shah से वो help लेने चला गया, and he came back again in 1555. Then from 1555 to 1556, that is for 1 year he ruled. For 1 year he ruled, but in 1556 he died in an accident. Okay, he died in an accident in his own library. Okay, so this was the end of Humayun. Okay, this was the end of Humayun. Yes, है ना? So this was the end of Humayun, and who came after Humayun? Humayun died, and after Humayun, who came? Akbar came. Okay, after Humayun, Akbar came, and he ruled from about 1556 to 1605. Okay, from 1556 to 1605, and Akbar was well known for his strong administration, okay, he was well known for his strong administrative system. Okay. So Akbar, now it was already declared by the Akbar that after Akbar, Jahangir will be the ruler. Okay, Akbar's son Jahangir. Okay, and Humayun was the father of Akbar. Akbar was Humayun's son. Okay, so Akbar has already declared that after Akbar, Jahangir will be the ruler. Like after Akbar, who will rule that particular area? After Akbar, Jahangir will be there, but Jahangir was not able to wait for such a long duration. What happened? So against Akbar, Salim started rebelling. Okay, who was Salim? Now you all might be wondering who was Salim. Salim was the other name of Jahangir. Okay, Salim was the other name of Jahangir. Okay, so when Salim started rebelling against Akbar, Akbar has to give up, and that is when Jahangir came into rule. Okay, that is when Jahangir came into rule. So after Akbar, who came? Jahangir. Okay, and Salim was Jahangir only. Earlier name was Salim, then he changed his name to Jahangir. Okay, and then he ruled from about 1605 to 1627. Okay, Jahangir ruled from about 1605 to 1627. Okay, and he was well known for his creativity. Okay, he was well known for his creativity and art in the empire. Okay, Jahangir came. Now see what Jahangir did to Akbar. क्या किया था? He rebelled against his father only. Then now what Jahangir's son will do? Jahangir's son will do the same thing towards Jahangir. Okay, so Jahangir's son Prince Khurram. Okay, Prince Khurram started rebelling. Okay, Prince Khurram started rebelling against Jahangir. Okay, as Jahangir, Noor Jahan tried to suppress the rebel. Noor Jahan was Jahangir's wife. Okay, she tried to suppress the rebel which was done by Prince Khurram, but he didn't stop and he rebelled against Jahangir, and that is when Prince Khurram was, yes, like Salim was Jahangir only and Prince Khurram was Shah Jahan. Okay, Prince Khurram was Shah Jahan. Like earlier name was Prince Khurram, then he changed his name to Shah Jahan. Okay, so this was the end of Jahangir's rule, and who came? Shah Jahan came. Yes, then Shah Jahan came and Shah Jahan ruled from about, yes, Shah Jahan ruled from about, starting from, Shah Jahan ruled from about 1627, yes, from 1627 to 1658. Shah Jahan ruled from about 1627 to 1658. Now see, what you will do will be done towards you also. What Shah Jahan did? He rebelled against Jahangir. Now what will happen? Shah Jahan wanted Dara Shikoh. Shah Jahan wanted Dara Shikoh to be the ruler again. Yes, to be the ruler after Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan wanted Dara Shikoh, that Shah Jahan के बाद कौन rule करे? Dara Shikoh rule करे. But what happened? Shah Jahan's other son, that was, he was Aurangzeb. Okay, what happened? Aurangzeb start rebelling against Dara Shikoh and against Shah Jahan. Okay, they both were brothers and other three brothers were also there, like Dara Shikoh was there and three more brothers were there. So Aurangzeb start rebelling against them. So what happened? Aurangzeb killed Dara Shikoh and the other three sons. Okay, he killed all of them so that it will be the path of Aurangzeb to be the ruler gets very clear, and he put Shah Jahan and he imprisoned Shah Jahan for the rest of his life. Somewhere this was the end of Mughal Empire, and that means like till Aurangzeb, till Shah Jahan and Aurangzeb, it reached at its height, and after Aurangzeb it started declining. Okay, so Aurangzeb ruled from about 1658. I have told you from 1658 to 1707. ठीक है, Aurangzeb ruled from about 1658 to 1707, and after this the Mughal Empire started declining. मैंने आपको बताया था after 1707 it existed for 150 years, and after 150 years, that is in 1857, Britishers came. Okay, Britishers came and they captured the area which was being covered by the Mughal emperors. So let's recall about the different Mughal emperors जिनके बारे में हमने अभी पढ़ा था. So when we talk about Mughal emperors, first one was the Babur. मैंने आपको just now बताया था that Babur ruled from about 1526 to 1530, that is for 4 years only, but he established his empire in 4 years that much that his administrative system were very strong that the other rulers expanded his empire very easily. Then after Babur who came? Humayun came into existence. मैंने आपको बताया था why this difference was there in both the years. I hope you remember that why the gap was there between the years. Then Akbar came 1556 to 1605. Then Jahangir rebelled against Akbar. मैंने बताया था ना, Jahangir rebelled against Akbar. Then Shahjahan came and Shahjahan rebelled against Jahangir. Then Aurangzeb rebelled against Shahjahan and his 4 brothers, Dara Shikoh and the other 3 brothers. Okay, so this was the whole Mughal empire, and after Aurangzeb it started declining. Okay, and Britishers came in 1857 and have captured over the Mughal empire. Now our next topic is Mughal tradition of succession. I hope till Mughal military campaign it is very clear to you. I have explained you in a very brief manner. Now Mughal tradition of succession. Now Mughal tradition of succession. Now what was there in this? See, 2 systems were there. 2 systems was there. One was primogeniture. Okay, first one was primogeniture and the second one was co-parcenary. Okay, yes, first system was primogeniture and the second system was co-parcenary. Now what was the difference between these 2 systems? See, in primogeniture it was mentioned, it was stated that after, see, the eldest son will inherit his father's estate after his death. Okay, in primogeniture it was mentioned that the eldest son will inherit his father's estate after his death. And what was there in co-parcenary? In co-parcenary it was there that division of inheritance will take place. Okay, division of inheritance will take place among all the sons. Division of inheritance will take place among all the sons. Okay, so I hope the difference is very clear to you that in Mughal tradition of succession 2 systems were there. First one was primogeniture and the second one was co-parcenary. In primogeniture the eldest son will inherit his father's estate after his death. Okay, and in co-parcenary division of inheritance will take place among all the sons. Okay, so this was the Mughal tradition of succession. Now our next topic for today's class is Mughal relation with other rulers. Now how Mughal maintained their relations with other rulers. See, Mughals wanted to expand their empire more and more. Okay, they were never satisfied. Mughal relations with other rulers. Now before starting this topic, please open up your book once. Open up your book. You can see open page number 48 and 49. Please mark this chart and have a read. वैसे तो I have explained you, but still mark this chart and have a read. All the Mughal emperors and empires has been given to you on this page. About different Mughal emperors has been given to you. Okay, and Mughal tradition of succession, again you can see co-partitionary and primogeniture. Give a read to this topic also. Okay, give a read to this topic also. It will be very clear to you that what was primogeniture and co-partitionary. Okay, now our next topic is Mughal relation with other rulers. Now see, दो ही चीज़ें हो सकती थी. मुगल wanted everyone, they wanted everyone to join or accept to join their empire. Okay, they wanted everyone to join their empire. Now only two conditions were there. First conditions will either they will willingly join the empire, okay, either they will willingly join the empire by their own or they will refuse to join the empire. दो ही कंडीशन हो सकती थी, या तो वो लोग या तो वो लोग willingly join कर ले एम्पायर को या फिर वो रिफ्यूज कर दे. ठीक है. नाउ दोज हु रिफ्यूज टू जॉइन मुगल एम्पायर, दे वर बीइंग मुगल्स rebelled against these people. Okay, those who refused to join Mughal empire, Mughals rebelled against these people and tried to make them go away from that particular area, move from that particular area to which they were there, to the area on which they were living. And those who willingly joined the empire, इसका एक example मैं आपको दे सकती हूँ, that was Rajputs. Okay, Rajputs were the one who willingly joined the Mughal empire. What they did? Rajputs got their daughters married, in Mughals. Okay, got their daughters married in Mughals. Willingly joined the empire was Rajputs and got their daughters married in Mughals, and that is how Rajputs got the high position in Mughal empire, and this is what only Rajput wanted. Okay, so this was the two condition. They wanted everyone to join their empire. Mughal wanted everyone to join their empire. Those who willingly joined, like Rajputs. So what Rajputs did? They got married their daughters to Mughals and achieve high position in the Mughal empire, and those who refused to join the Mughal empire, they rebelled against these people and make them move to some other places. Okay. Now open up your book and mark one internal question in this topic only, Mughal relation with other rulers. Open page number 51. Page number 51. Same topic is there, Mughal relation with other rulers. Okay. Page number 51, and write down one question. Which Rajput clan, write down fast, which Rajput clan refused to accept Mughal authority? Which Rajput clan refused to accept Mughal authority for a long time? Once again I am repeating the question. Which Rajput clan refused to accept Mughal authority for a long time? Written. Now in the first line only you will see the answer, highlighted one I have highlighted. The Sisodia Rajputs you can see. First line में आपको Sisodia Rajputs दिख जाएगा. Okay. Mark from here the Sisodia Rajputs. The Sisodia Rajputs refused to accept Mughal authority for a long time. From the Sisodia till long time तक आपको आंसर मार्क करना है. Once again I am repeating, the Sisodia Rajputs refused to accept Mughal authority for a long time. This is your internal question 1. Mark it carefully. So children, we have covered these 4 topics in part 1. Now, in part 2 we are going to cover the different more topics of this chapter only. For today this is it. Hope you all understood all the 4 topics very carefully: Mughals, Mughal military campaigns, Mughal tradition of succession and Mughal relation with other rulers. Okay. So, this is all for today. We are going to continue with the other topics, more topics in the next video. Thank you.